Welcome back to the District 32 podcast, and today in the studio, Dean, great to have you back.
Brilliant, great to be back on the Gold Coast.
You just mentioned one of my favourite words when you were telling me about what's happening here. And this is probably something that not a lot of people have actually thought about, putting these two words together a lot. So I love the word habits, as you know.
Yeah.
But then you're talking about sales, and you put sales habits together. I cannot wait to dive into what you're going on about here.
Oh, brilliant. Well, I think that the key word is consistency. And, I mean, you'll learn from, if you're consistent at what you're doing, you'll learn from what's working and what's not working, whereas you're jumping from one strategy to another, you just won't learn. So consistency is a key part. For me, in terms of activity, a big one for me is the phone. So I'd recommend everyone, you should be on the phone every day. But again, set yourself targets around that. It could be one call a day, it could be two, or it could be 20. So, but pick a goal that's not too hard. And I can't remember the guy's name, Eat the Frog.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So, because when you say to kind of business owners, generally they're geniuses at what they do, but they struggle with the business development. The phone can be particularly a big hurdle for them to overcome. So, to kind of set yourself a goal, I'm going to do 4 calls today. Do them early. The relief you'll feel.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
Yeah, and even if you stuff it up, like I found when I started on the phone, I was terrible, but I just persevered, and just by persevering, I got more comfortable. It started to flow. So. Expect to be terrible, but it can only go one way, and that's up. But the phone is a great habit to get into using every day. We don't have time for coffees or Zoom calls, and sometimes the phone is good. It's very personable. You're hearing someone's voice, and it's quicker than obviously traveling for a meeting, having a meeting, and traveling back as well. So the phone would be a big tool for me in terms of a habit every day.
And you're right, you can actually reach a lot more people and get a lot more done by sitting at a desk and just consistently making good quality phone calls to the right people.
Exactly. And again, it's such a valuable touch point on the customer journey as well.
Absolutely. What's another habit?
Definitely a perseverance. Like, you're going to get tested in the sales arena. As you're saying, like, it's generally you're going to get more negatives than positive. So perseverance. But you got to remember, you're bringing people on a journey. So you don't just enter a room, buy my widget. So that it takes time to build that trust for people to have those touch points and interaction. Again, some products, it could be months, or could take a couple of years, depending on the product as well. Not every product is people are ready to buy within a week. So perseverance is a key kind of habit to have, be successful in the sales arena as well.
I remember listening to a guy one time, and I'm not sure if I was talking to you about this or not, but he was saying that because he hated getting the objections, hated getting the no all the time, and that's what happens in sales. Anyone who's done a bit of sales knows you're going to get yelled at, you're going to get abused, you're going to get all sorts of stuff. It's just part of the game. Part of the game. And he said he turned his mindset around to he would aim for as many no's as he could possibly get, and every no he got excited for because he knew he was almost there.
Closer,
I thought it was such a great, like you talk a lot about the mindset with sales. I thought it was a great mindset.
Yeah, embrace the no's.
100%.
I think another habit as well, like, is asking for the referral or asking for the business. I mean, I've come across business leaders who they've done the hard part. They've made the contact, they've had the meeting, but they don't ask for the business or they don't ask for the referral. So generally, particularly in the network environment, I find people are generally there to help you because they've all got involved for a reason. So don't be shy about stepping forward. Say, hey, I wonder if you can help me. I'm targeting construction engineers. Is there anyone in that space you could introduce me to? Because people will go out their way in that environment. But I find in general with business leaders, if once there's a decent amount of trust, they would be open to kind of helping. So get in the habit of actually asking for an introduction or asking for a referral. Someone can open a door for you as well.
I know, being at some District 32 meetings, and then you go and do a one-on-one with other people. When you actually do those one-on-ones, which is really interesting, people will often say to you, how can I help you? Exactly, or what do you want to do in your business? Yeah. And people love to help. Yeah. They actually want to help other people. So, I love that.
Yeah. And, but just to get in the habit of actually asking. I mean, you're going to a networking event and you're going to have interaction with other people. Don't be shy about asking. Again, it is a habit because sometimes it can be hard to ask. So probably a philosophy I have is give first, because it's easier to ask later. So as you said, ask that question: how can I help you? Or who are you looking to meet in the next month? Or who are you targeting? Who's a good referral partner for you? Because if you can kind of support people there, they'll probably return the question really quick. Well, what about you, Kingsley? Who are you looking at in front of it in the next month? So if you kind of adopt that kind of philosophy, it pays dividends over time as well.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. I love that.
And I suppose, like we touched on it as well, like live in your CRM. That's probably an exaggeration a wee bit, but you should be on your CRM every day. I mean, any interaction you have, anyone you meet for the first time, any business cards you get, any introductions, everything should be in the CRM. Get it out of your head, because over time you will forget. And if it's out of your head, okay, it's in a system. So using your CRM is a great habit to get into. It's interesting. I'm sure you've crossed paths with people. They have a CRM, but it has dust on it.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a majority.
Yeah, it is 100%, or they don't have one. So use the CRM. It's such a valuable tool for building a picture, bringing people on the journey, and just for getting out of your head. You've enough going on in terms of activity and life in general. So get stuff out of your head and into the CRM. So you should be on that daily, inputting and updating what's happening as well. It's stuff I know it's close to your heart in terms of habits is routine. And so have certain things that are in your diary that are routine. That could be you're doing your LinkedIn activity. Great tip I got from a plumber years ago is he does 9 before 9. So he does 9 LinkedIn activities, which could be liking, sharing, or putting up a post himself. It's physically in his diary. So job done. So look at all your sales activities that way. Your one-to-ones, your networking, your phones, phone calls, etc. Stick it in the diary. If it's in your diary, it's kind of hard to ignore it. Yeah. Whereas if you're just on autopilot, all of a sudden it's 5 o'clock. Oh, sugar, I spent the day in operations. I got no business development activity done. So I think routine, I think you've touched on it a good few times over the last year in our conversations. You actually feel a bit more relaxed because the diary, it's a routine. It's something you do every day. And you find the most successful people in the sales arena, they're very routine driven about their activity as well.
Yeah, that's very true. Routines are amazing, but I like that one you just mentioned there, the 9 before 9. That's a great habit.
Yeah, exactly. And it's done. I was interested. I was trying to get an appointment with a sales guy myself years ago. I said, "Could you meet me Wednesday afternoon?" And he goes, "No, I can never meet anyone on Wednesday afternoon." I said, "Well, what are you doing Wednesday? Well, how come?" I was going to say medical appointment, but he said, "I do all my calls Wednesday afternoon straight through 2 to 5." So he said, "I don't shift that for anyone, not even you, Dean." So I said, fair enough. But that's a good example. Like, so he knows when he gets to Friday, whatever calls he was doing, they're done, because Wednesday afternoon is non-negotiable.
Yeah.
So I mean, you've given some great advice over the years on the last couple of years to me, even around routine and the benefits in terms of reducing stress and all that good stuff.
I love habits and I think routines, and I think they're awesome. I hated to put them in place in the first place because I'm just not a routine guy. Yeah. But once you do it, like you said, the freedom that comes, amazing.
Yeah. It's just, again, it's getting stuff out of your mind. You're on autopilot. You know where you're going, what you're doing, or what activity. Again, touching on the habits as well. I mean, just from a mindset point of view, it has a phenomenal impact as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fantastic, Dean. I love that habit side of things. That's brilliant.
So
I'm going to make a habit of putting my habits in to follow them.
And just be consistency. If you're consistent, you're in control. And that's a big part of...
Say that again.
If you're consistent, you're in control. And that's a big part of being successful as well in the sales arena.
That's awesome. Brilliant, Dean. Thank you so much.
No worries. Great to chat. Talk to you soon.